Now we are going to present about the enhanced entity relationship model and relation model for the university accommodations of its case study. There are 13 entities, namely student, advisor, hall of residence, room, student flat, bathroom, list, invoice, student flat inspections, accommodation staff, and costs.
Now we will talk about relationships that connect entities. For example, students will be associated with courses. Students also have lists. Students will receive invoice. And advisor will monitor students. Now we will explain about monetary relationship in this diagram. Why we use monetary and or relationship? Okay, this is because students must choose a place of range but only can range one, which is either hall of residence or student flat. Next, accommodation. Staff will control hall of residence. Hall of residence has room. Student flat will be inspected by student flat inspection. Student flat also have bedroom.
Next, we will explain about attributes in each entity in this diagram. First, in student entity, we will have matriculation number, name, first name and last name, home address, street, city, postcode, date of birth, sex, category of student, nationality, smoker, special needs, additional comments, current status, and cost. And in this cost entity, we will have cost number, cost title, internal telephone number, room number, and department number. Next, in this entity, we will have list number, duration of the list, matriculation number, place number, room number, address, date enter, and date left. In invoice entity, we will have invoice number, list number, semester, payment due. And in advisor entity, we will have advisor ID, full name, position, name of department, internal telephone number, room number. Okay. Now, in accommodation staff entity, we will have staff number, name, included first and last name, home address, street, city, postcode, date of birth, sex, position, and location. In hall of residence entity, we will have hall name, address, telephone number, and hall manager. In room entity, we will have place number, room number, monthly rent rate. In student flat entity, we will have flat number, address, and number of single bedroom. In bedroom entity, we will have place number, room number, monthly rent rate. And lastly, in student flat inspection entity, we will have inspector ID, name of inspector, date of inspection, satisfactory condition, and additional comments. Then we will present about primary key in our diagram. Firstly, we will have matriculation number as our primary key in student entity. Next, in course entity, we will have course number as primary key. In this entity, we will have list number as our primary key. And then we will have invoice number as our primary key in invoice entity. And in advisor entity, we will have advisor ID as our primary key. Next, we will also have staff number as our primary key in accommodation staff. We will also have hall name as our primary key in hall of residence entity. In room entity, we will have place number as primary key. In student flat entity, we will have flat number as primary key. In bedroom entity, we will have place number as primary key. And lastly, in student flat inspection, we will have inspector ID as our primary key.
Now we will proceed to the multiplicity of this ER diagram. One student will associate minimum 1 to maximum 1 cost. One cost will be associated by minimum 1 to maximum 1 student. One student will receive minimum 1 to maximum 1 invoice. One invoice will be received by minimum 1 to maximum 1 student. One advisor will monitor minimum 1 to maximum 1 student. One student will be monitored by minimum 1 to maximum 1 advisor. One student will has minimum 1 to maximum 1 lease. One lease will be owned by minimum 1 to maximum 1 student. Continue with one accommodation staff will control minimum 1 to maximum 1 hall of residence. One hall of residence will be controlled by minimum 1 to many accommodation staff. One hall of residence will has minimum 1 to many room. One room will be owned by minimum 1 to maximum 1 hall of residence. One student flat inspection will have one inspector to inspect minimum 1 to maximum 1 student flat. One student flat will be inspected by minimum 1 to many inspector in student flat inspection. One student flat will has minimum 1 to many bedroom. One bedroom will be owned by minimum 1 to maximum 1 student flat.
And lastly, we will explain about the special case, which is weak entity in our ER diagram. There are two weak entities in this diagram, which is next of kin entity and payment entity. Next of kin entity, it means that about the relative or family members of each student. So in this entity, it will include the relative information such as name, relationship, address, street, city, postcode, and contact telephone number. And second weak entity is payment. Payment is additional data in invoice. It included some attributes in this entity, such as date of invoice paid, method of payment, date of first reminder, and date of second reminder.
Next, we are going to explain about relation model. We found that there are 13 entities and among them there are two weak entities. The first entity is student. The attributes for student are matriculation number, name, first and last name, home address, street, city, postcode, date of birth, sex, category of student, nationalities, worker, special needs, additional comments, current status and course. The primary key for student is matriculation number. The next entity is advisor. The attributes for advisor are advisor ID, full name, position, name of department, internal telephone number, and room number. The primary key for advisor is advisor ID. The next entity is hall of residence. The attributes of hall of residence are hall name, address, telephone number, and hall manager. The primary key for hall of residence is hall name. The next entity is room. The attributes for room are place number, room number, monthly rent rate, and hall name. The primary key for room is place number. The foreign key for room is hall name, which the reference is hall residence or name. The next entity is student flat. The attribute for student flat are flat number, address, and number of single bedroom. The primary key for student flat is flat number. The next entity is bedroom. The attributes for bedroom are place number, room number, monthly rent rate, and flat number. The primary key for bedroom is place number. The foreign key for bedroom is flat number, which the reference is to the flat number. The next entity is leases. The attribute for leases is lease number, duration of the lease, matriculation number, base number, room number, address, date entered, and date lease. The primary key for leases is lease number. The next entity is invoice. The attribute for invoice are invoice number, lease number, semester, and payment due. The primary key for invoice is invoice number. The next entity is payment. Payment is a big entity of invoice. The attribute for payment are date of invoice paid, method of payment, date of first reminder, and date of second reminder. The next entity is student file inspection. The attribute for student file inspection are inspector ID, name of inspector, date of inspection, satisfactory condition, additional comments, and flat number. The primary key for student flat inspection is inspector ID. The foreign key for student flat inspection is flat number, which the reference is to the flat number. Next, the entity is accommodation staff. The attribute for accommodation staff are staff number, name, first and last name, home address, street, city, postcode, date of birth, sex, position, location, and hall name. The primary key for accommodation staff is staff number. The foreign key for accommodation staff is hall name, which the reference is hall of residence, hall name. The next entity is courses. The attributes for courses are course number, course title, course leader, internal telephone number, room number, and department name. The primary key for courses is course number. The next entity is next of kin. Next of kin is a big entity of student. The attribute for next of kin are name, relationship, address, street, city, postcode, and contact telephone number. That's all for our relation model.